We are live. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. This is Michael. In this short video, I will be going over how to get a business loan with bad credit, one, and then two, how to get it with multiple positions. That meaning if you have a current capital advance, this is very common in the merchant cash advance field, business lines of credits. What are the expectations there? Can it reduce the amount of funding you get? What can you realistically get approved for? Your misunderstanding of it, and just some things that have been happening a little bit lately that have been a little bit fishy, as well as these 22,000 plus and free exclusive bonuses you will get. But before I get started, if you are here on the live, please give me a hashtag live in the comments or a hashtag replay if you will be watching this later on at that time interval. Now, I'm very happy to get this one going. I'm going to get into the share screen as we progress. But what I want to touch upon is not only how to get a bad business loan, or not a bad business loan, excuse me, how to get a business loan with bad credit. Yeah, it could be a bad business loan if it doesn't make sense to you, so that would make sense. But why is it that when we have bad funding details, one of those being credit being an issue, it can be FICO, it can be business credit, however it's checked upon, whatever service it is, why do we always feel entitled to get more than we actually end up getting? That is the question that I'm going to answer here. And the thing I would say is we just don't have an understanding. We're not educated enough. I know not all of you understand the process of how to get a business loan, one, and then two, how to get one with bad or even good credit. So that's what I'm here to do. And that's what I do on this channel. If you guys are just tuning in and have never seen me before, I come out with all types of things on all small business loans, building business credit the right way, fixing credit, taking advantage of different opportunities as they come. So I'm grateful to be here with you. Now, what's happened this week? I'm going to back up to that, and then this will become relevant. So I've had people today, days before, this whole week, people are getting funding through me. And I had a certain individual who they were not satisfied with the first offer they were presented. So this individual, let me back up, they had multiple positions. They had two MCA positions, right? They had not paid off fully, and they still had a bit to pay off. And now we're coming in and taking in a third position, which I'm fulfilling on. And this individual got offered, I won't say any names, they got offered 8K, and then they declined that offer. They were asked to nicely get a voided check because that is what's required of this, and this is just how it works everywhere. It's not about it being outdated in the system. This is just proof. We want to know that you are the account holder. All this stuff matches up, and again, it is voided, so we're not like going into it and doing all that. So this individual went from 8K. How hard is it to one go to a banking institution or however you get it and ask for a voided check? All you need is a paper, and I had it here not too long ago. I put it upstairs in my room, but it's just a paper. You could just submit, or however you put it on there when you're asked to upload it. It's not a hassle. If you have these things, great. Sometimes we don't have it, so we have to come later back and put in the rest of the application. I understand that, but they were unhappy with it. Then they got offered 10K because they came back with more information. They came back with that voided check, and then we actually said, we'll give you 12K if you do this next step, which was totally fine. They weren't happy about it, but they ended up taking the 12K because it's useful. At the end of the day, if the amount you're getting is useful to you, the benefit exceeds the repayment, then you take it. But they were so unhappy that they had to go put a review on Trustpilot. Again, I'm not putting any names out, and I've seen this in the past with other people. So in case you're watching and that's you, it's not like it was supposed to be said. It's one thing. But yes, it is in the wrong. Maybe you were having a bad day, possibly. But what I'm addressing here is the behavior. And I've seen this with other clients as well as they come through and they're like, they're telling me I'm going to get a hard loan or I'm going to, and so the complaints come on and on. And there are certain industries that I won't say that have these types of behaviors that can come out kind of nasty. You hear it in their tonality. But, we give people the benefit of the doubt. At least we gave you something. We couldn't, if you were doing between 20 to 30,000, but you had other positions, if you didn't have those positions, I'm sure we could have given you something closer to that. But because you had them, it causes a reduction in the amount you get. That's anywhere. And no lender is going to go ahead and say, hey, let's give you the full amount of what you were asking for because you have these other positions over here. It's just not going to work. Not only for these individuals, and I'm not targeting just one person. I gave one example, but there are multiple people that will end up doing that. Just the other day, I had a very nice lady who got accepted, if you guys didn't hear, for 600,000. She got approved for, very nice. And instead, she ended up taking 150,000 to begin. She did this because of the paperwork, the documentation to get 600,000 and above would have had to require things like year-to-date financial, some tax paperwork, and the process of her getting her funds would have then been more of a process. But she took what she needed for the time being. And if she decides to come back and get more, that would be great. If it's very helpful to her business and what she's trying to achieve, then by all means, I recommend it. That's what I've done before. And that's what I recommend you guys do. But you guys have to also look at the impact it can make on your business. So keep that on the back of your mind. So in short, with this part of this video, yes, I have had a recent individual, and yes, I've had people before have those little complaints that, I didn't get what I wanted. I got less than, because you were also, if I didn't explain it to you 100% in the beginning, that's partially mine on my side, partially. But if you've already had it, first, second, third positions, you already know this. This goes without being said. And in the process, we communicate to you why you're getting the offer you get. I'll communicate it with you. The underwriters will. And we'll say this is the reason. And if you're unhappy with that and it's unjustified, then you have to take a deep look at, not me, yourself. And so that's what you have to understand as a business owner. Now, moving on from the behavior of people, and then moving forward, I'll try to make that more clear in these emails. But if you have not submitted a funding form or a questionnaire form, as I like to call it, where I can give you a more personalized and customized response on your option, on your best options, then I'll leave it down below in the description and time when this is uploaded so you can check it out. But I'll jump onto the share screen in a moment here. If you guys are just tuning in, give me a wave. Let me know where you're tuning in from. How is your Friday going? I won't be here for too long. I promise. I'll be gone maybe in the next 5 or so minutes. I'll show you some free exclusive bonuses to pick up. But like I just said, if you're just tuning in, there are people who can be very nasty. They would like to get a certain offer, but when they don't get it, whether it's because they have multiple positions or is there something in their account that doesn't allow them to, this is stuff that I communicate with you, and it shouldn't come to no surprise, and this is just how it works. So getting a business loan with bad credit, you have to think about what are your options on the table. There are many people who submit things and ask, can I get a business loan with no revenue? It just doesn't really exist, honestly. You got to find other ways of starting up your business. And I won't get into the startup side of this, but you can get in some cases with a 450 plus FICO, but it's considered very high risk. So the lump sum that you probably qualify for with revenue and other bits of details, when you look at that final offer, it's not so much about the rate, it's about the payback. And you have to ask yourself, will this payback be sufficient enough? And so I like to help people of all levels. It doesn't matter if you're the Bill Gates of the world, you're the most popular in this corporation, or you're in the middle, or you're just towards the bottom, maybe you haven't gone started. But there are levels to this that you have to understand, that if somebody I'm working with, look at it on my end, that is closer to just doing 5,000 plus in monthly revenue and is asking for a business loan or some kind of a cash advance, for one, they may not even qualify for anything, and they only have probably one option on the table. And then when they look at the final offer they've been presented to them, a lot of these people, they say no. And so the reason you say that is because it can hurt your cash flow. And two, you're just not ready to grow and expand. This isn't save me money. This isn't I'm trying to survive money. This isn't what this is. So, all things considered, when this is uploaded, look down below in the description to make sure you pick up the free resources. And one thing, too, I want to leave upon is our energy and our time. We have to use it as effective as possible. So, what that means is be resourceful. If you ask a question, you haven't seen my videos or you haven't been following me, and I get that, but make it upon yourself. If you can't do it through the week, take us a week day of the weekend off or some time in that. Watch some of the videos that I recommend to you guys, because your questions are going to be answered in all those videos, and I promise you that it's in there. You just don't want to take the time to look at it yourself. To this day, I still have people who will email me back. They're like, they'll ask little things that are already in the email. All they do is have to read it and or click the link to quickly watch the video. It just shows me you didn't take the time, and it really shows you don't care just enough. You're just really in a hurry to get something like this, and I get it. I'm here to help you, but we need to save our energy and our time. It has to be as effective. Like right now, I have a lot of people that I coach as well that I haven't been able to text for the past few days because I've been as busy helping you guys in my other businesses as well. And so let's use this time to be as effective about things. And before I show you these bonuses, just to kind of go back, don't try to be arrogant, I guess, or don't try to be disrespectful, or in another sense, be unhappy with the offer, like I just stated in the beginning, with the behavior of, well, I've had multiple positions, I didn't get the amount that I wanted, then it just wasn't justified, but we were able to help get you from 8 to 12K. And this is not just for one person. Again, this is just an example I used, but there are many people who go through the same scenario. I had an individual yesterday just declined an offer because the terms and the total payback didn't make sense to them, as well as they didn't want that amount of funding. They thought they could get more. They thought they could get a better experience, but it just doesn't work that way. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on where you're coming from. We might get you something better. But until you understand the way this all works, going through an application, you will not understand what you're doing. It's not as simple as looking at it and saying, oh, this is cool, I'm just going to go and apply. And then you end up wasting the underwriter's time, my time, or lenders. So that's why it's important that you communicate this with me. And if you're not even watching this video, which you are, you're hearing this, and you know somebody who has been following me and isn't, please get them on the same page, because the last thing I want you to do is be frustrated. The last thing I want happening is for you not to be righteous, for you to complain about something and it just looks bad on you, not the other. It's not a lot of the time is the blame on the company or the lender or the brokerage. A lot of it is ourselves. Okay, myself included, because when I first got started and all this getting funding, it was just, I didn't even know what I was getting myself into sometimes. And so when we don't get what we want, for the example I said at the beginning of this video, we'll just complain and put up reviews that are nonsense. And I've tried to review some of these, try to look through some of these reviews and find some of the justification and see if their points are valid. But a lot, like 99.99% of it, for what I'm seeing, is invalid. And it at times is just, it's disrespectful. It's almost insanely laughable. But I take it with a lot of caution and respect on what I do. So now let me get into the share screen here. I know this was an impromptu live, so those of you who could be here, I appreciate you. And if you're watching it later on the replay, maybe I'll broadcast to you guys for my email, then I appreciate you all. Okay, what I have here is over 13,000. At about now, it's valued over like 22,000 in actual value, but from what I've discounted parts of this. So what you get are loads of bonuses. As you can see, there's a video, and I'll leave this down below in the description. Actually, I'll put this in the comments for those of you who are currently watching. I know not everybody can attend, especially because I did not broadcast this out to all of you. So Now let me take this and put it in the comment section for you guys to see what those bonuses entail. Now what I'm doing here is I'm giving you a video walkthrough, and there's also the written word underneath it. If anything gets updated, you'll see that in the below. So I always recommend you look at the two. And these are just bonuses you will get when you get funding through me. Not only with a certain program or not only with one or two lenders or a brokerage, but this can apply in just about all cases or all places. So there's loads and loads of bonuses you can get. Anything that can help you market your business better, I have you. Digital marketing, traditionally, either way. We also have all these courses that I've put together and extra resources from my connections that can help you. There are free vacation packages, as you can see here, or a free vacation package, a complimentary one. You also can get a free restaurant voucher. I think I'll update this with a hotel, something with hotels savings and stuff like that, vouchers and things like that, and then access to a lot more material, possibly my Rolodex of help, and maybe a possible marketing plan for your business to help you, because that's stuff that I do. But these are the bonuses, and I won't go into them one by one. I have linked the resources in the comments, and in time it will be in the description. So for those of you who are just tuning in, you guys are catching me at the end of this, at the tail of it. But what I just released in the comment section, if you're allowing access to StreamYard, you can see this. Sometimes I see you guys popping up on the StreamYard here, trying to get on video. So I sometimes don't add that, so that's okay. And then if you're watching from YouTube, you may have seen it posted or elsewhere, but in time it will be in the description. But don't waste people's time getting frustrated over something that could be easily resolved and avoided. Take the time to really understand your business. And I have a lot of questions. I thought I was going to bring them up, and I'm going to leave them aside so I can speak to these individuals. There are people always asking me questions. As this goes on, I will continuously release more content. I hear you guys. I hear the problems that are happening. Hopefully starting next week, I'm going to get into that more because you guys write them for me. But anything that comes up, let me know so I can speak more about it. Don't be shy. You may not qualify for funding right now, but in the future you will. And this information you're going to want to look back on. And if you didn't follow it, you're going to be falling behind. So I have questions like, if I'm a new business owner with no revenue as of yet, I'm willing to offer, a personal guarantee, a high credit score, and I'm not going to say the exact over 700 though. Is it possible at all? So, we have these types of startup loans that can be possible. And I know there are ways that people put card holders or accounts into somebody else's accounts, especially when you're getting credit cards or you're trying to build your credit. But it's a bit difficult. I can extend on that. I didn't want to go into it in depth here. But if you're watching that, I'll try to answer you in time. But there are loads of questions everybody is asking me, trying to pull me away and into. This week has been amazing. Been helping so many business owners get funding, not getting funded, getting a better understanding of what they can qualify for. Too many people making excuse though that they didn't have enough time to watch a video. They didn't have enough time to read an email that I sent them. They just wanted an answer where they can go and apply. And here's the problem with that. Go and apply. You find out you get denied. Now what do? Because you're used to this, you're like, I'm going to go to the next one. Or if you're not used to it, you may come back and ask me. Or you're just going to continue to find the next high, the next program. Who knows if that program is any good? Who knows what's behind that? Who are those lenders? How do they operate? And it's no wonder you are in the position you're in, but you don't have to be in there for so long. Ultimately, it's your decision. and how you make your decisions say a lot about you. So that should conclude everything from me in this video. Again, this was really not anything quote unquote new for you to learn. I know some of you guys want some more new material, so hopefully next week I can bring some more of that. And for those of you who I will be speaking to soon, try to be as brief or as specific about something, get to the point about it, and open up about things, because the more I get to see and hear, the better I can give you an evaluation, an analyzation, and a proper response. So that way you can get to those results, or you can continue to build, grow, and expand your business and even get out of a tight pinch without having to struggle. So that will conclude everything from me in this quick video. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. Talk to you all soon.